Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's July 17th, 2025. I'm out in the first food forest. I'm actually right by one of the bioremediation canal systems here. Gardens are over there and all. And I'm by one of the my favorite trees. This is an Illinois mulberry tree. And these, mulberry trees are really productive. They produce lots and lots of fruit. And the challenge is trying to beat all the birds. Now, the ideal way of it, and today's going to be, I'm just going to do some pruning today. But when I drove over here, I thought, oh, let's show one of these Illinois mulberry trees. So this is the tree. The ideal way of harvesting the mulberries from this is like laying down a tarp on the ground here and then shaking the limbs. And the fruit that's really ready to harvest will fall right down on the tarp or plastic. And that makes it much quicker than getting up in the tripods and going all around and all. And doing that every day will get you bags and bags of fruit. It's just amazing. So here, these are in elongated fruit. Not sure how well that's going to show up, but literally everyone who comes here and eats these falls in love with them. I don't have the vocabulary to describe the flavor, but it's not overly sweet, but it's flavorful. I don't know any better word than that. Really, really delicious. Illinois mulberries. Now, I like other mulberries. We have Russian mulberry trees. We have a couple of native ones here, but this is my favorite. We have hardy kiwi here. That's a Honeycrisp apple there, and I've got lots of pruning. This is one of our cherry trees here, and it's not looking good. It has brown rot, so I'll have to deal with that. And we have a couple other cherry trees here. They're really susceptible to the brown rot, unfortunately. But these mulberries, here's another one of our Illinois mulberries here. This is the mother. I took a cutting to make that other one. And these are so delicious. But the birds, the Baltimore Orioles are in here, all the different birds, even birds that you think are strict insectivores, well, they're in here all the time. Let's see if I can get, oh dang it, pulled off a leaf. So this one's almost ready in a few hours, so it's got a little bit of reddish tone to it, not tremendous, but still good. The darker they are, the more flavorful they are. And this tree needs to get pruned. So I've got a lift coming, an articulated boom lift that I ordered. It'll probably be another month before it gets here. So I'll be able to get up into some of these trees and do better pruning and all. But all right, so I'll just walk around real quick and just spend a couple of minutes talking about it. So when sorry I'm jumping around here. It's been real windy today, and it's not windy right now, so I will talk a bit. So when I'm pruning, I don't prune for the shapes of my old videos years ago that I made, which are like the orchard ones, because the wildlife are in here all the time, and there's deer browsing, so I don't go for, removing all these lower limbs here. I want them there so that there's less of a chance of the tree being damaged by deer rub. So the more of these out here when the deer come in with their antlers, the better. And you'll see a lot of the trees, they've just been nibbled and nibbled and nibbled. That's okay. So I leave them fairly full like this. But we got some dysfunctional branches here. So we have too many limbs going this way. Now, for the most part, one of the things I do is I allow more limbs to go to our west. But now that this ones are crossing, and when the wind blows, they're going to rub against each other, so that's dysfunctional. So I need to go in here and prune and take out everything that's going to be dead, diseased, dysfunctional, rubbing together and all. And so this one, when I transplanted this one, because it was leaning the opposite way, everything was the opposite way. When I replanted it and transplanted it, I put it so that the heavier growth was to the west, because the winds come out of the west and blow them this way. Here, I'll show you an example. This Honeycrisp, I haven't transplanted this one. I'm actually going to let this one, I got to come through and prune this one, of course. But I don't know if you can see, so that's some Bach 14 comfrey around the base, but so you can see how the trunk is. But then it's straightened right up. So some of this was due to the winds that come out of the northwest and blow in this direction. Right between those two buildings, the winds come out of there and push it this way here. And I end up putting a stake over here to help hold it for a while, going on this direction. And it went ahead and compensated with the roots. It got a lot more root going out in this area. And it's holding its own. So it's a funky looking tree, and there's not enough air blowing through the center of it, but because of the high winds here, it does get enough air going through it. But I need to prune this one as well. Basically, I'm way behind on our pruning. So anything that's dead, I want to remove. Anything that shows signs of disease, like this, heavy pruning. I'll try and save this one, but this one's affected now too, and this one is only mildly affected. So getting rid of diseased trees, or heavily pruning, removing from the site all of the limbs. A lot of the times I do chop and drop, so if the limbs aren't too bad, I'll leave those limbs. Okay, water sprouts. Here's an apple tree. Now this is a red delicious apple tree that isn't very productive, but I've had this one for years. And the way I originally pruned it, I pruned it up to go up like this and to be like a standard apple tree. Then I decided I'm going to go ahead and open it up, so more like a vase. But this one grew so much, the limbs were way out here. I'd hit them with the mower and all, so I need to make this more functional. And after I pruned it, what happens is you get all these new little shoots that come up, and if you don't get at them, look at them all those water sprouts that shot up like crazy. So this tree has been putting more energy into vegetative growth than into fruit production. And I've neglected this one mainly because I don't care for the fruit. I don't like Red Delicious as much as many people do. I like a little bit sweeter apples. So this one I need to really heavily prune as well. This is a pawpaw here. It's got so much shade on this side from these sides here, so you see it's unbalanced. But the growth is on this side over here where the winds come out of the northwest. Now these ones are somewhat protected over here. But each year I got to do more pruning. So hopefully this fall I'll do some more pruning here, let more sunlight come in, so we get more limbs on this side and therefore better fruit production. But nowadays I'm leaving more of those lower limbs out there, even though it's a hassle getting in and harvesting the fruit and all. It ends up working out very well. Let's see the color of the fruit on these guys. Now these ones, pawpaws, are fertilized by flies that like stinky things. I don't see the fruit right now, but you know, if you don't get out and help hand pollinate, you won't have as much fruit each year. So right now I don't see them. They're small fruit right now this time of year. This is aronia berry. Thea and I don't care for the aronia berries that much. An apple, another aronia berry. This is another pawpaw here. And each one of our pawpaws produced tremendous fruit. I mean, absolutely delicious. These are, people call them tropical, like mango. Some of them taste like a cross between mango and banana. Oh, here's a couple of baby fruit right here. So this is a fruit. That's another fruit right there. Some of them you'll see them clusters in 4 and 5 fruit on one spot, depending on, you know, depending on how the flies fertilize them. See, the thing is, the male and the female parts of the same flower develop at different stages. So it's more of a challenge. It isn't wind pollinated, so we really need the flies, stinky flies. A lot of people put stinky, rotting, dead animals, whatever, underneath the trees to try and encourage the flies to come in. I don't do that. So here's this is terrible. So this will look like a butcher job when I prune this one. I probably won't prune this one today. This pair here, well, this one needs to be pruned. I don't like them when they get this high and the winds come in and then the deer grab a hold of them. Honey locust here. Sorry, I'm having a hard time. This is one of my favorite apples. Well, I've got a whole bunch of favorites. But I'm going to prune this one back pretty heavily. So you see the deer grab a hold of them and all. So I'm going to go ahead and probably take this back, way back to here, so there isn't so much going out in the road section here. But these are the water sprouts that shoot up. So this is the third year starting now. No, this is the second year. So all of these need to be removed and just select one or two. And I can also take a scion, take fruit from another one of my favorite trees and graft it onto one of these. So you can see places where I pruned in the past and all. So we don't want all of these ones here because all of these small ones, and they're already over a year old. These should have been nipped off last year. It'll turn into a tree like that where it's prone to decreased fruit production and more wind damage and all. This is one of our apples, green apples. Some of our peach trees here. Apple here. This really, I need to take the tree guard off. I leave the tree guards on some of these to help until these other side limbs here develop some, because the deer browse in the fall will kill them. These are this apple, that apple, really super delicious ones. This is pretty good. I like this one. So we harvest lots of apples for our smoothies and all. This is another, this is one of my Mac crosses here. A peach, a cherry, another pawpaw here. This one may produce some fruit this year. This is just getting to the age where they will start producing fruit. Cherry there. Honey locust right next to this apple here. And what do you have here? Another apple here. Really got to be pruned. Our peaches got to be pruned. More peaches here. This is what happens when the deer get a hold of them, and they'll just tug and tug and tug. So I got to straighten these ones up. I got to put tree guards on the base of them. Apples, cherries, peaches, ginkgo, apple, magnolia, honey locust, apple. Oh, this apple is delicious. This is one of the Stark Bros. I can't remember. They have a whole bunch of different crisp ones. Like this is not a candy crisp, but it's a Stark crisp or something. Man, I'll tell you, it's delicious. But I can't reproduce those because, well, I'd get in trouble if I did that. Honey locust here. This apple is amazing. Now these are the water sprouts that shot up before. Here's deer pulling more limbs down. But these were all water sprouts that shot up after I did pruning. And I didn't take care of them. Well, I actually, what I ended up saying to myself was that, okay, I'll leave one like this and then prune it off of here and let this limb come out. And I just never got to it. So you can see this is the limb that I pruned off, and we had 4 water sprouts shoot up. This is out of control. Really dysfunctional. And this tree produces tons of apples typically. Hemlock there, and I think we mentioned that one. Then we're getting another pear here, and I've got some heavy pruning to do way up top of these. Another ginkgo here. We have some young pawpaws in here that we're growing. Got to deal with the weeds in here. So there's a pawpaw here. So this is a pear. Geez, come on, camera. A pear, a pear. Let's see if this pawpaw is still alive in here. I don't see it. We got a nice oak in there coming up. So they do succumb over time. There's another apple. There was a pawpaw here this spring. We'll have to give it some time. This is a Russian mulberry here. A sumac, a staghorn sumac next to an apple here. A pear here. Another apple here. And another apple there. Honey locust here. Another apple, the ginkgo that we showed. Apple, apple. We got so many different varieties of apples that I forget some of them and all. This is one of our Asian pears here. I love our Asian pears. So if you haven't tried Asian pears before, man, I really suggest it. If you like apples that are sweet, like I'm not a big fan of the Bartlett and some of the other pears, the American pears we're used to. But the Asian pears, they're just a totally different plant. Now I see another grapevine I got to deal with. So we've got a volunteer grapevine going up over our orange quince there. Another pawpaw we've got here. Another apple here. Over there we've got pawpaws and all almonds over in there. There's another one of, oh, this is one of our apples here. No, that's an, you know what? That right there is one of the apples. I don't see anything on it. I don't know why that is. I have some high bush cranberry plants down in here, but the deer are going right to town on those. Another apple here. This is a beautiful pawpaw here. We get a fair amount of fruit off of this one nowadays. Let's see if I see any fruit on this one. That's down low enough that we can see. The color of the fruit at this stage just blends in with the leaves. So here's one. So that's one fruit they're developing. But I love the pawpaws. Another one of our peach trees right here. A red bud here. Oops. Red bud. Geez, I can't even tell with this one. This whole area. So you may recall we had this honey locust here. Half of the tree came down, wiped out the peach trees. It wiped out a whole bunch of the trees, and which was very heartbreaking. This is one of our Asian pears here. You can see deer rub way up here. Oh no, this isn't deer rub. This is from when the tree came down, one of the limbs just ripped this in half. Surprising it's doing as well as it is doing. Another Asian pear here. Apple here. And the orange quince is being overrun by this grapevine. I see some of this. I gotta prune this out. At least kill it down below. Another orange quince here. And another one here. Here's the fruit at this point. And this one of our Asian pears, absolutely delicious. Another Asian pear, this Shoujo and New Century are the two that I like so much, and another here. And then we have some chestnuts and some more pawpaws and all. And the other day, this is the area where I was doing some pruning and all. Oh, there's a nice little garter snake going through down here. Really, really nice to have the snakes in your gardens and all. And of course, we've got the honey hut there with the bees. Okay, so this is a crab apple here. So having diversity is really important. There's a Japanese beetle there. And if you have Japanese beetles, having Pennsylvania smartweed is really good because the Japanese beetles will go right for that for the Pennsylvania smartweed. Just be wise and plant your Pennsylvania smartweed off to the sides so that they aren't jumping on some of the nearby plants as well. So this is one of the pluots. It's an apricot plum cross. This is one that the deer knocked over here. You can see they stripped all the lower limbs here, so I got to stand this one back up. This has been a delicious apple here. Another pawpaw here. Another pawpaw here. This is where the big trellis was last year I took down. I think it was last year I took this trellis down. And that's the sitting area that I've been working on the last few days here. This is another delicious apple. Big limb got knocked off when the snow came off of this roof this past winter when we lost our shop. All right. I'm not positive about this one. I get confused with some of them. This, many people, so there's a deer right there in the forest, right where I was just standing. And just doing a little munching. They're here all the time. So deer are considered crepuscular, active at the transition of dawn and dusk and all. Not here. They're here all day, all night. I can watch them all on all the cameras and all. And we love them. So we love them being here as well. So see him right up now. He's right up on his hind limbs. So, and this is one of the pluots. So this is an apricot plum cross here. And a white birch that I got to keep an eye on because these guys can break on you. Another one of our apples. A cherry. We got some plums, some peaches, another apple, and apples alongside of our roadway out back here. So, yeah, that's about it. Now, you see, he just watches me. I don't know if this shows up. He's probably 150 feet away from me. But they're just used to us here. And watch, he'll get up on his hind legs. See that? Straight up on his hind legs. And as the season goes on and the fruit gets thicker, and if I don't thin the fruit, you'll see them just pull those limbs right down and snap off branches, and that does quite a bit of damage as well. So that's stuff I've got to try to manage. So I got to put tree guards on the base of all of these trees, which I won't do probably this season because I got to get through all three food forests. So tree guards should go up, and these are small, maybe 8 inches, so that later on I can come in with a weed whacker and just weed whack them without damaging the bark. But that's not going to happen at this time here. So anyways, we took a walk through part of the this part of the food forest to see what we've got, and it's a breezy day. And it's a breezy morning. Supposed to have some big thunderstorms later on, but I think they're going to miss us. We do need the water and all. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, do some pruning. I doubt that I'll include any footage, but we took a walk around the first food forest. So this is the first food forest. Second food forest is further north, and the third food forest is further north and east as well. So, and maybe if my granddaughters are up for it, maybe next year we'll put in a fourth food forest on the new property, so that with time we'll have lots of fruit and nuts over there as well. It takes time. These are significant investments in time, and unfortunately right now time is one of my poorest commodities. So anyways, I'm going to get started now. Very nice speaking with you folks. I hope you enjoyed a quick walk through the food forest, and stay safe and take care. Bye-bye now. Oh, I see another deer underneath the solar panels over there. Where'd this one go? He must be the one over there in the solar panels. Okay. Bye-bye.